to the college football preview show with the Rollup Network. I am Silk, and I'm kicking it with my co-hosts, Amon Richards and Kenny Shaw, two legends. How y'all boys feeling today, man?
Shit, feeling groovy, man.
Feeling great, a lot to be happy for, so we smile right now.
Man, two y'all boys undefeated. It's a big week for me. Big show. We got two guests coming on. A Boston College writer coming on to kick it with us. Also a Tennessee Vol writer going to break down that matchup. Big game for Billy, probably his biggest game of his career thus far. So we got quite the show lined up. Big information. Make sure y'all like, subscribe to the channel, comment, beef in the comments. I appreciate all the comments we've been getting either on our short form content, long form content, the reels, the vlogs. Everybody's been chiming in and hanging out with us a little bit. But week 3, big 3, I think you guys damn near got a bye week. And all the pressure's on me this week. I need a big win. Florida State got their big win week 1. Miami, redeemed themselves from last year and took Jimbo up through there. Shout out to that, man. Kenny, you want to give them boys some flowers? Like I know we did same energy Sunday, but they kind of overcame some things.
I give it to them. Hey, they got the victory, and I'm just happy to see my man smiling like he is.
He glowing a little bit.
Everybody deserves to smile every once in a while. Hey, but take that back. Hey, it's never a bye week in Boston. I'm gonna just go the humble route.
What's the line? I think the line is like 20-something points or something crazy.
I know, but hey, still, when it comes to them 12 o'clock games, I'll tell you, them trap games.
Yes.
12 o'clock is like fans think about like, oh, they start up in the locker room. No, that's a 5, 6 a.m. start. Wake up, going over film.
Yeah,
your whole body ain't adjusted yet.
Yeah,
definitely you don't play night games, so it's like.
No, that's facts. Nah,
12 p.m. in Death Valley.
It's the worst.
Oh
thing.
Yeah, that's next week. Y'all got Boston. Y'all got Clemson at noon as well, though. I think, right?
That's what I'm saying. They trying to knock us off, but it's all right. Hey,
I like that energy.
You gotta overcome some obstacles, make it to them playoffs.
Y'all supposed to be the HBO boys, primetime boys right now. Y'all one of the hottest teams in the country, and they got y'all at noon, man.
It be like that,
dirty
man.
work. I like that dirty work. That's dirty work right there.
That is.
But I mean, week 3. I got to figure out a lot of things. I'm gonna find out a lot about my team this week. But outside of the big 3, we've been following the Colorado Buffaloes and whatnot, and Deion, trying to see what the progress gonna be like for Prime. Them they played. Who they play this week? I'm sorry, Nebraska. No, they played Nebraska this week. Last week they played Nebraska. Which I thought was a sluggish first half for them. Nebraska gave them some gifts and kept them in the game. I'm not gonna say kept them in the game, but I thought they didn't, they didn't cash in on a lot of opportunities first half. While Deion and that offense, Shadur, they struggled first half. It turned it on second half and started pouring on, points and yardage out there. I don't know what Jeff Sims is doing at Nebraska, but they might want to drug test him for not PEDs, but for just incompetence type drugs and whatnot. But that fella was throwing out a lot of errant passes, a lot of turnovers, and it got ugly. But what you guys thought about Colorado's week 2 performance and their performance so far?
I think
they keep. Go ahead.
I think it's it was a good performance. Like you said, they start off slow. I think a little part of that was coming off that big win, and players tend to get lackadaisical, don't really go through the motions like they should, which he was preaching all week. Don't fall for it. Don't listen. It's good, to kind of have people now cheering for you, patting you on your back, but don't let it get to your head. And you still got to go out and line up and execute and prove something like they did week 1. So right. I think they'll learn from it. They ended up winning by a lot, So it was overall a good performance. They just started, pretty bad, and but it was good to see them kind of rally. And then put the game away and just continue putting their foot on the pedal. So,
yeah, no, I think like he said, each week they're gonna see something different. They went after that week 1. They went from the hunter to the hunted like quick, and that's kind of what happened with social media when your head coach Deion, and you got some playmakers like one of the Heisman candidates. I think they got 2 Heisman candidates, and
correct. Yeah.
Both of those on one team, that's like you're looking at people trying to bust you in your shit every week. So,
yeah,
Hey, I
Yeah,
think
he's gonna
each
be.
week it's
Go
gonna be a
ahead, sorry.
dogfight each week.
Yeah, and I think Dion is welcoming that, right? He did that same
Yeah.
thing at JSU. He's gonna talk big cash. Uh, like he's welcoming the challenge, and teams are gonna take that personal. Uh,
Hmm.
yeah, Shadur Sanders. I'm gonna play this clip right here, but Shadur Sanders was out there pregame. You know,
Oh, I saw him putting what he put up his rollie.
he put up the rollie, man. He put up the
Hey,
rollie.
man, hey, so, man, I ain't gonna lie. I try to put myself in that young man's shoes who had a rollie in his face. Like this dynamic of football is so different now. Like what what do you do as a player back in your time?
Oh, it's gonna be hard for me not to get in a tussle right there. I'm gonna be honest with you, Kenny. Right, I'm watching. We got the video on the screen. If you're watching on the visuals, if you're on Spotify, Apple,
Man, put the
definitely come
rollie.
follow us on YouTube so you can check the visuals. But he puts up the Rolex, or I don't know what it may be. The watch may be, but the
Yeah,
players standing on the Buffalo logo, talking a little smack. Shadur pulls up,
Out
and
AP.
probably an AP.
Yep.
It's
That's out
Dion's son, so it's probably something very exclusive, one of one type watch. He flexes that watch. I seen it go viral on Instagram. Rick Ross is commenting on it, and that's another thing too, man. He had Wu Tang out there. He's bringing
right.
Cameron and Mace. Like the coach is pulling up for prime out there in the mountains. I think he got something
Yeah,
unique cooking out there, bro. He's overcoming some things. I was one of the doubters of him taking over that program, not of
hmm
Dion, but I thought he was inheriting a mess, and it was going to be a longer turnaround than what I'm seeing right now. So I'm definitely going to give him his flowers. Thus far, they're 2-0. I had them possibly winning 4 games. He already got 2 out the gate. So shout out to Prime, man, for just proving people wrong and executing out there.
yeah.
But yeah, that watch would have been a problem for me in my life, dog. There's no way
Mhm.
you
I
could
like to
put that
get I
type of.
like to get the backstory of in his head what made him want to do that.
I
What
think he
the,
don't
the,
even know. He just looked at him. He just said, he just,
You say he was showing him what time it was.
hey, like, look, like, it's different, you know.
Yeah.
Akeem
I don't think
Talib
you
was,
see a time in a watch like that. There's just so much ice in it, bro. I don't think nobody seen the hands and whatnot.
hey, I guarantee Akeem Talib would have snatched that. No cap.
Ah man. Shout out to that boy. Hey, real quick, you guys in the rankings as well. Make sure y'all hit that like button, comment, everything. Retweet our tweets on Twitter. Miami enters the rankings this week. When they're at 22, they're a ranked team. Florida State and Miami haven't been ranked at the same time, I think, since like 2017 or something crazy like that. So we're the only unranked team right now. I think we handle business this week versus number 9 Vols. We can enter that type of conversation. But right now, you guys are both ranked. What is that feeling to be like right now, Amon? You good?
Yeah. Nah, emergency just popped up, but we good.
Nah, you all right.
Nah, my girl just allergic reaction.
I'm gonna tell you how I feel on my end. When we saw Alabama lose, I said, "Hey, that's one step closer to that top ranked spot." But
Right.
you know what? I don't want number one. I want them boys just to play it out, and then get in them playoffs and just do what it do.
Yeah.
Um, but it's always a good feeling because, like you say, you got ups and downs in Florida. Like whether we want to hate on each other all day, we all have our moments where we top shit, then y'all top shit, then it just going like a triangular motion. It's like right now I feel good because we went through a that Taggart era was like I just I'm
It was
traumatized
fun.
waking up. I'm traumatized waking to the ESPN app showing me we lost. Guess one of I don't even know what the classification of school was, but when we lost to them at the end, it was just like
What a night for me, man. I really like celebrated that night. I popped a bottle of champagne. That last play was
what's the name of the school?
Jacksonville State. I'll never
Man,
forget it.
hey, nah, to fast forward now, that shit feel good. You know what I mean? Just hope them boys just keep it up.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, we don't have a Bethune writer, so we could get right into the Bethune breakdown before we get our guest on with Tennessee and Boston College, man. So shout out to our sponsor and our main guy, Alan Horne. Make sure you visit AlanHorneInsurance.com or give him a call at 706-692-2888 or visit AlanHorneInsurance.com. If you're in the states of Florida, Georgia, Tennessee, or Alabama, he offers insurance He's a State Farm provider, and he offers insurance of home, life, auto, any other financial services you may need. Life insurance is definitely key. If you don't have life insurance, definitely hit Alan up. It's very important, not just protect yourself for funerals and things like that, but it's also low key a nice way to, you don't want to see family die, but it's a nice way to accumulate generational wealth and whatnot, man. So definitely visit AlanHorneInsurance.com and support your big three business owners. Before we get into the Miami talking Bethune, make sure y'all go check Amon's vlog for the Texas A&M game, which was absolutely gas. I know Kenny's going. I got one this weekend for the Tennessee game. I'm gonna be in Gainesville. Y'all come holler at your boy. Kenny's gonna be in Clemson next week for the Florida State game. So we cranking it up here. But Amon, you took it to a new level. I gotta get in my bag this week, man. How was it?
Man, it was dope. So, like I said, we want to take things to a new level here, so we want to bring that exclusive content. I think that's what we captured. We had Mike Murphy, Murphy Auto Group, we did a ride along going into the game. And just he dropped some gems on there. But overall, it was just a good experience. I mean, I was saying all week, hey, you won't get the win. I hear the little birdies, chirping a little bit sometimes. So I knew what our team was capable of as long as we executed the game plan, and we went out, did that. So we were able to capture that, on film, which was dope. It was a big win for the program, for Coach Cristobal, and just a confidence for us going forward. So, these vlogs, they're hitting different, especially when you're winning. So
yes, sir.
Hopefully you guys up there at UF, man, y'all get a win.
Hey, it's gonna hit regardless, man. I do my job, man. Like I'm a cheer. At 5-star status at like an All-American. I'm gonna chill like an All-American. I'm gonna do content like an All-American, and hopefully my team can match those vibes, man. We'll see. I'm feeling good about this matchup. We'll get into that breakdown a little later, but I ain't gonna lie, I thoroughly enjoyed that vlog. It felt like I was watching somebody else shoot that, man. Like I was watching and forgot that it was us for a little minute. With both of you guys, even with Kenny's, man. I think you guys are getting very comfortable on camera. And I think like the ceiling of this, there is no ceiling. I think we could go to the moon and back with everything that we're shooting. I want to get into some TV shows type stuff, but Mike was dropping some absolute just gems in life and business, all of that. And I like the trajectory of what we got going on. But let's get into this breakdown of the Bethune Wildcats. Let's go Wildcats.
So the breakdown is really, this kind of like a practice for us, but we got a different team. So I know we're going to come out, smashing them out. Starters going to be in for probably a quarter or two. But I'm really excited to see, Emory Williams, one of the freshman quarterbacks. I want to see him sling it, in game. I seen him practice, throw it around, and he got a laser. So I want to see what he do in the game. I think Mark Fletcher, I know he's a little banged up, but I really want to see those young guys. This is really what these games are about. Getting those young guys out there on the field, the Ray Joseph, all those guys, and see what they do. Let them get that game experience and, in the stadium, score some touchdowns. It's not going to be close, obviously, probably going by like 40. But I'm curious to see how we execute when we plan just, obviously, a competition like Bethune Cookman. I'm just curious to see if we're going to go out and execute a game plan like we're playing a Florida State, Clemson, or are we going to BS a little bit, take a step backwards and then try to get back right going into next week. I hope we don't do that because that's how you get beat. But I just hope we go out, handle business, get the win. Everyone stay healthy. Big thanks. Just please stay healthy. And let's get, into next week full throttle before we get into that ACC play.
Health is going to be key for you guys. I know you guys had a couple guys go down on the defensive line. Like, what's their health status like?
I'm uncertain. I know Cam. I think he's pretty solid right now. But with those head injuries, it's really undisclosed until it kind of comes out. I think they're gonna let him sit a couple games until ACC play when they give him a couple weeks off, let him rest up, get back right. But other than that, I think our strength program has been pretty decent. I haven't been seeing like hamstring injuries and those soft tissue injuries like we usually have. So that's pretty good to see. Meaning our strength program is doing right. So overall, I think we had a pretty clean injury history. I know Fletcher got banged up at some point, but other than that, we're pretty solid. Just keep the offensive linemen healthy, keep the D line fresh, keep our secondary intact because I think we got a really good secondary. As long as those guys stay healthy, we have some depth, but some unproven guys coming off that bench. So you don't want to get put in a situation where we enter ACC play, right? You got, Cam still out, right? And you're relying on another guy to come in and step in that huge void.
Right.
But so far we've been pretty clean. So, knock on wood, we go into this, walkthrough and get out of there healthy. That's the biggest thing.
I hate these wins. I hate these games. I can't even talk shit, AR. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
I was trying to say something closely related to they gonna look at y'all like, fam, y'all got the same colors and beat y'all ass, but I don't even know what.
Listen,
I can't even.
The percentage of them winning the game, I promise you, is like probably 0.01 or something. Like it's quite literally impossible for them to beat us. Like,
All right, now, hey, we just talking about Jacksonville State.
listen, Jackson State, like, they're somewhat respectable. You know what I'm saying? Like they beat y'all what 2 years ago, 3 years ago.
Yeah, okay.
Hail Mary, blur. Oh my God.
Hey, make sure you repost that so we can get all the Miami haters and we can beat their ass up.
Yeah, I got
This
you.
Blast
I got
that.
you.
Oh man,
all this getting cut up. This getting in the
Man,
archives.
the Miami Florida State beef on social media has been thick this week. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro.
it's
They
been thick.
compare,
Hey, they already on it, huh?
yeah, they comparing like who got the better win right now between Texas A&M and LSU. It's getting real nasty
Come on,
out there,
man.
bro.
But you know what it is though. So you know what it is, to be real, man. The two programs that came from really the slums in recent years, and we finally over that hump.
Right,
And
right.
but we looking at them, they looking at us, and we're like, who gonna be that? When we get to that game, we're gonna really see like who's like that or not.
What's
And
your
we
real?
know it's gonna be a close one. So everyone just trying to hope that they can like downplay each win
Can't say
along the way.
nah.
Like, nah, y'all ain't that good. Y'all ain't that good. But hey, we're gonna see.
Wait,
Who's
what was they comparing with the win? They think LSU won't beat Texas A&M though.
Texas A&M would beat LSU. They would.
Texas A&M
They
was
did it
bad.
last year. They did it last year. Like,
A&M was bad.
yes. So is LSU is trash, bro. I
No,
promise.
LSU had some dogs.
This equivalent to the TCU win versus Colorado. I mean the TCU L versus Colorado, and it's like they not the same team. Like LSU is not that good, bro. I promise you. Like I was looking at the game, I'm just like, good comp, but they not the LSU that we've grown up knowing. I'll say
They
that.
didn't use Harold Perkins like I thought they would. I thought he would be a lot more dominant. I'm not gonna say he's not a good football player, but I thought they dropped a lot of passes. The
They
offense
did.
looked. They made a lot of mistakes. I'm not gonna. And it's game one. Last year they got better as the season went on. They may improve
They left points off the board. It's a lot
for
of shit.
sure.
That's game one.
Yeah.
But they would have beat y'all ass and A&M ass.
Bruh, oh
Not
my.
guarantee that.
I don't know, bro. Like LSU and Miami, I don't know if they, from what I've seen, I don't know if they hands down beat them like that, bro. I was impressed with Miami
At
versus
least
Texas A&M.
14.
Listen, did you see all they had hands like feet out there? Like they can't get. That's not LSU. Like okay,
AR, you
like,
know that first game, either you on or off.
you're right, but just if they had the receivers like they're accustomed to having the last couple of years, they make those catches, and then we not even having this conversation. We talking about LSU. I mean FSU being 1-1.
I don't know. Our D line was handling business, but I think we just beat them in more phases than they beat us.
Right.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
But it's just how often y'all think Jordan Travis gonna run around and make these plays until they
Bro, he did it all last year.
What, y'all went undefeated?
The man and playmaker.
Y'all went undefeated last year?
No, we won we beat a good Oklahoma team in the Cheez It Bowl.
Oh, Cheez It
What's
Bowl.
that? 10 wins? 10 wins?
I wouldn't even want to play no Cheez It Bowl, dog.
Hey, 10 wins though. How many y'all had? I don't know that. That's a real question.
Look, we had 5. We had
Look,
5.
can you tell?
Look, we had 5.
Cinco.
But this is the
Say it in
thing. This is
Spanish.
the thing, bro, is that when you guys line up versus LSU, right?
Oh,
I'm
boy.
watching the game and I'm really trying to see like, are y'all back yet? And I just don't think so. I think y'all played a okay LSU team that's like really don't have no identity, and y'all went out there to do what y'all supposed to do. Even
You
in
see
that,
what they did last year?
the game. They're
You
trash.
see how they finished up last year? They won their conference.
But then they have like 2-3
Who
offs.
won their conference?
Like
Huh?
they had a
Who won
lot
their
of players leave though. They had a lot of
LSU
players.
won their conference.
LSU ain't win no damn conference.
They won
Last year?
theirs. Yeah.
They won the
Yeah,
West last year.
they won
Yeah,
like the West or whatever division they're in over there in the SEC.
LSU came hot last year.
I didn't know they won.
Finished out.
I'm in like in a different world. I'm trying to remember
Hmm.
them winning the
It
West.
wasn't worth nothing, bro. It wasn't worth anything. Trust me. It
That's
wasn't worth.
interesting. That damn sure that went above me. I thought in my mind like Alabama
No,
or somebody
no,
else won the West,
I
but
want to say they beat Bama.
I remember they did beat Bama. That is a fact. We got our first guest in the chamber a little bit. My guy AJ Black. We'll get to you in just a moment, man. Bear with us just a minute. We talking about this terrible matchup with Miami and Bethune. It's not really a game, but
Yeah.
what's your first true test? That's what I want to talk about before we bring AJ on. You guys' first few tests on this schedule. You have Temple next week. You have Georgia Tech after that. Then you have North Carolina. Then you have Clemson. Virginia is a cakewalk right now. Virginia is not any good. North Carolina State is going to be a game, and then you have Florida State. Um, which one? What you think is your real true test post A&M?
So I would say North Carolina will probably be like a true test. Just considering, they got a great quarterback back there, Drake May. Um, Obviously, they always have a pretty solid offense every year. And for whatever reason, we always struggle versus UNC. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because, the way they prepare for us. And, it's a big game for them, not necessarily a big game for us. They playing the
Right.
U. They always want to get that win. So they come a little different, when we play them. They want to make it a rivalry, to be honest, but it really is not one. But I just hope we come to play. We come prepared. We outcoach them. That's what it's going to come down to. I think we got better athletes on both sides of the ball, up front and the secondary, receivers and everything. But
Mm.
I think last couple of years, to be honest, I think we just getting out coached, out game plan, and that was really the difference. Every time I look, certain calls we was making throughout the game, like I know we had like a third and long or whatever the case may be, we're in like a terrible coverage. They converted, we had a game sealed, but things like that you can't happen in those type of games. So I think Mario will have the crew ready. I will say, keep an eye out. I just want to make sure we handle business at Temple. Um, I know we're gonna get the win, but those games can get a little tricky. And when you play like a lesser opponent, sometimes they tend to give you their all and come with gimmicks and tricks. So I just hope we just stay fundamentally sound and get the win. That's it. So
I hope y'all don't. I'm gonna be honest with you.
nah, we
I
gonna
hope the
roll.
ghost of Manny Diaz finds a way to cause y'all some havoc. Um, let's transition. We'll go ahead and talk. Make sure y'all smash that like button, share, beef in the comments. We're gonna talk some Boston College, Florida State with my guy AJ Black. AJ Black, what's up, my guy? How you doing?
Hey, how's it going, guys? Thanks for having me on.
Man, pleasure's all ours. We have former Florida State legend Kenny Shaw. He's our host for the Florida State side. How you feeling for this Boston College game? Before he get into how you feel about this Boston College Florida State matchup? I know Boston College isn't it's not gonna be one of their best years right now, but how do you feel about this matchup?
Um, Expecting pain. I think it's gonna be a rough one for BC. They've been sloppy, very very sloppy the first 2 weeks, and to the level I mean, I was expecting more out of them this year, but to come out their first game, 6 drops by the wide receivers and 100 yards in penalties,
Mm,
repeat the penalties against week 2, almost lose to Holy Cross.
mm,
They're just they haven't been able to put it all together this year, and it's been kind of a trend with Jeff Halfley. And um, when you put yourself out there and you're making mistakes like that, you're able to slip by against an FCS squad. You lose to Northern Illinois, but you're playing a well-oiled machine right now in Florida State. So I'm not feeling good about that.
mm.
Smart man.
Yep.
So what's the in your opinion? I'll let Kenny take over from here. How could Boston College either make this a game, make it competitive? What do they need to happen for this game to be? How do they improve, or what can they do? They pray, like, fast.
Kenny said.
Like,
um, the Hurricane. I think I only thing I could think of is to
cancellation.
slop this game up enough that Florida State can't run the offense that they want to and try to keep it close. I don't see BC matching up well on either side of the ball. Um, to keep this close. I mean, I hate going on a podcast and being just so negative, but it's what I'm thinking and where I think BC's at right now. I just there's too many issues going on. They're not playing consistently enough, and you're running into a team that is arguably the best in the country, and it seems like a nightmare for Boston College.
What you got, Kenny?
You said pain. I wasn't gonna get. I'm still laughing at that. No, but
It's gonna be an ugly day.
honestly, I was giving y'all a little bit of credit in the sense of, I guess, my time going up there playing against you guys. But you kind of right. Seeing you guys almost lose a Holy Cross. They gave the game up. They was driving it down 3. So who'd have known what the outcome was gonna be if the fumble didn't happen? So this isn't like Boston College that I'm used to. I'm seeing the well-disciplined,
Yep.
them fuckers strong as shit. They're gonna be in that hard cover too that you got to really work. I got to do some extra bench presses that week because they're gonna be where they're gonna be, and
Right.
I don't see that in a sense right now what you guys got going on. So I think that if we stop you guys quarterback, which is y'all bread and butter, Castellanos, he's leading in passing and rushing. So I think we stop him, then it is going to be a lot of pain. And, they call me the BC killers, not birth control, but I think it's going to be a lot of killers on that field.
I mean, yeah, Castellanos too. Like he's had all the. I mean, credit to BC's offensive line. I feel like that's been one of their strong suits, especially after last year's debacle. I mean, like they got a couple transfers in. Christian Mahogany's back. He's looking good. So they've been able to get some good space back there. But that's against NIU and Holy Cross, right? You're not playing against Jared Verse. You're not playing against Florida State's defensive line. He's going to get pressured, and I'm not sure how he's going to handle that. He hasn't had to handle it yet. He hasn't had guys in his face in 2 games yet, so it's going to be a totally different ball game for him.
What does the Boston College want to do? I know they haven't been successful at, but what scheme wise, what do they want to do as an offense?
Balance. Hafley just preaches balance, and you saw it last week a little bit. Like they threw for 204, 202, I think, and ran for 202. So it was like perfectly 50-50. He wants to be able to run the ball. He wants to be able to get Castellanos out in space, and be able to use some of their wide receivers like Ryan O'Keefe. They've been doing some kind of some things with him. Transfer from UCF. He's trying to fill in that role Zay Flowers left, which is obviously big. But I think balance is what you're going to want to see out of BC, and that's what they're going to try to do. And I'm not sure. They've had success. I mean, offensively against Holy Cross, I thought they were okay. It was the defense that really struggled.
Right. Zay Flowers was the big exit for you guys, playmaker wise. Do you guys have anybody remotely close to that? If not, then like who could possibly make plays at wide receiver, running back for you guys?
Yeah, I mean, you don't. I don't think you can replace Zay 1-to-1. Like I don't know if you watched the Ravens game this week. Like even at the NFL level, he's looking
right
like he's going to be special, right? So I don't think BC has anyone that's going to match what he could have done. They're doing things with O'Keefe. I think Ryan O'Keefe is the big name to watch for. And then Jaden Williams, who had a really rough first game. He had a couple drops, but to his credit, he had a strong game against Holy Cross. He's another faster wide receiver that BC's been using on the outside. I think you'll see a little bit of him too.
And how do you think Florida State approach that wide receiver corps, which is super loaded, with Johnny on the outside, you got Keon Coleman on the outside. They got so many weapons. How do you think Boston College try to contain that?
I don't know. I don't know how they're going to do that. Right? It's a good question. I mean,
Hurricane.
You got Kendall
exactly. Go back to the hurricane, right? Wind. They haven't been pushed yet in terms of the passing game. Holy Cross I only think threw for like 130 yards, and NIU couldn't really throw the ball much either. So you haven't really seen them pushed a bit in the passing part of their defense. My biggest concern with their defense is they haven't been able to get any pressure up front. So their cornerbacks are left out there in an island. That's the reason why we're getting a lot of penalties, is because they're pulling because they're waiting out there forever for the quarterback to get the ball out. And so I think they're going to do a lot of safeties over the top, try to help out, things like that. Halfley was saying today, but it's going to be. I look at all the weapons that Florida State has, and BC's kind of bare bones, right? Like their defense isn't. You don't have Luke Kuechly back there. You don't have Mark Herzlich back there anymore. So they're lacking the playmaker to kind of be disruptive. Even if you have all those weapons, you'd want something like that. They just don't have it this year.
You can't forget my high school alum teammate, Matt Milano.
Oh my gosh, yeah, Matt.
Can't forget that. Hey, you can't forget him.
He had a big interception on Monday.
Hey, but I feel what you're saying. It's basically the Hurricane can only be the one that stopped this. And I want to see a good game because I want to get pushed leading up to Death Valley next week because we need it. We need to I think we need to instill more deep threat in a sense, because at the end of the day, the further you get, the more you got to air it out. And I don't think we get enough of those. Well, I haven't seen it in a sense versus on a consistent basis. I don't count last week.
Right.
AJ, I got a question for you.
Sure.
You're in ACC. Miami, Florida State plays. Like, how do you think that game plays out?
Right now.
Man. Right now? I mean, I'd go with the Knowles. I mean, I think Florida State's. I don't know though. I watched that Texas A&M game against Miami last week, and now I can't sleep on them. I think they're playing a lot better than they did last year, obviously. But I would put I have Florida State.
Pain. Say it.
More
say
pain?
it.
You want me to say pain again, huh?
Oh my God. Oh,
Put y'all
What did I
boys
get
in the
myself
same
into?
pain category as Boston College. That's nasty work, AR. I ain't gonna lie
that's
to you, bro.
crazy, man. That's crazy.
I wonder what the spread would be for that game, like right now. Like, not. I know they probably got one for November.
I bet
But
everything on it. I bet everything on it.
yeah,
17 at least.
It's smelly over there in Tallahassee. I'm telling you, it's gonna get smelly soon.
Oh, we in dope too. Oh man.
Oh, we
That's
love
seven-
it. We
That's
love
17.
it.
That's 17 spread.
Great
Easy.
atmosphere. Great atmosphere. We love playing there. I promise you.
and I like the energy of that. Let's get
Yeah, Kitty.
Should we do a score for this game, this Boston College game? Like, I'm trying to figure out, should we do a score? I know it's gonna be a crazy blowout.
Nah.
What's the Hurricane update? Is Boston? Is it the game in jeopardy at all? I haven't been doing my weather shit.
I mean, I just saw a radar, and they still are like it's all over the place. Like, could hit like close to Boston. It could go out to sea and hit Maine. I mean, if it just brushes BC, I get the Knowles by like 35 to 42. I'm
35 to 42.
Yeah,
no, like
He's saying how
like,
many
like, they're gonna win by like 52
Look
to
at
40.
AR. Look at AR.
No.
He's talking about the spread. You ain't talking about the
All
score.
right, that was weird. So like 52 to 14 or something like that.
you supposed to lie with us, man. Jeez.
Wait, how many games you got Boston College winning this year? Like, how many you think they can pull off?
Don't listen to any of my preview podcasts because
You lied a lot.
Yeah, I did not know they were going to go out looking sloppy as they did. I had them winning like 6 or 7 games. I mean, at this point, I mean, they're playing Army out of conference. They got UVA. Virginia Tech isn't, they've got to clean a whole bunch of stuff up and try to get things going before I can even see what they have. So like 4 or 5 wins, maybe.
Hey, question for you, AJ.
Sure.
So, running back play? You guys have a good running game? Pretty solid, or is it all quarterback scrambling and doing his best?
They do have a power running game, but Pat Garwo, their starting running back, is in a boot, so I don't think he's going to play on Saturday. So that's bad. And Alex Broom, who is their backup, missed all last week, and kind of reading in between the lines of what Jeff Hafley said today because his practices are closed. I'm not 100% sure he's going to play.
It
So
doesn't
you're on
bode
to
well.
the running back number 3 here, which is
Y'all on the Rudy.
Yeah.
Rudy about to
Yep.
get some snaps, baby.
Hey,
That's hilarious.
I was just getting ready to start trying to figure out a lie on how they can run the ball and win the game in the rain, but
You lied about Gore last week, man. Don't do that again.
Yeah,
this week.
come on, man. Hey, take y'all win.
you're
Be
right.
humble with it.
Yeah, y'all
We're
might
gonna
be.
see y'all soon. We're gonna see y'all soon. Trust me.
Yeah, nah.
It's
I was gonna
it's on
say
the
I like
horizon.
BC, to get the upset in the rain, but I think the receiver gonna have a couple drops. Might lead to a pick turnover. But
You
we'll
can
see.
count on the Johnny Wilson drop like you could count on the sunrise in the
Well, if it
morning.
rains, he gonna have a nightmare. I promise you. If
I,
it
th-
rains,
I like I like for Johnny to have no drops this game.
We got somebody in the comments say that Florida State's about to play the Little Giants, and I don't disagree with that at all.
we bet on Johnny Wilson having a one go through his hands for a pick. Can we put something down for that?
Say that again.
Can we put something down on Johnny Wilson, the ball going through his hands for an interception once during the game?
No.
I like it. What's up?
I,
I mean, we
I,
can
I like for him to have no drops.
in the rain.
That's bold.
No, like I'm telling you, look, the rain either makes or break you. You either a dog and you got to learn how to body catch. You got to think about it. You're an outside receiver, right?
Yeah.
Playing in the slot, you learn like a motherfucker to catch with your body just because
Yeah.
you got to get down soon. You going against a lot of trouble. You can't just be confidently catching in that middle. Definitely with the Boston College team who's going to play that hard cover too.
Listen, man. I think just one hit across the middle. I think he's. I don't see it, man. I don't.
Zero drops. I like zero drops. He had a good week of practice. Nobody else say he having a good week. He look confident now.
He's gonna have one, and I'm willing. If there was a betting site with this, I put everything I own on it. If there was a betting site for one drop, over.
AJ, we're not gonna hold you too much longer, man. I know you got other obligations tonight. Real quick, what's your overall take on Clemson right now? They've been not the Clemson of the past. They got rid of my guy DJ. He's out there. He's looking like a quarterback that's reinvigorated on the West Coast at Oregon State. Klubnik is not looking, sharp. And
Right.
Florida, I think that's Florida State next big matchup, noon of next week. How do you feel about Clemson in the ACC league?
I mean, I what Dabo is doing, he's gotta adapt, man. Like I'm not a big fan of his view on NIL and the transfer portal. Like I feel like Florida State, Miami, you guys are doing like you're going the route of where college football's going, right?
Right.
Addressing needs, getting talent, getting what you need, and Dabo is so against that. It feels like Clemson has to kind of work uphill to like get back to the top and to stay at the top, while the Canes and Knowles are doing they're elevating themselves a lot faster. So I'm not sure if he's going to get that to that point. I mean I watched them that first week against Duke, and they did not look impressive at all. And we haven't been able to see. I mean, you played what was it, Southern Charleston or whatever it was last week, and they looked stale for about a half until they had the guns to get past them. But I mean, I don't see them. I don't see them as like national title contender, anything like that anymore right now. They've got to figure. They've got some. I thought with the new offensive coordinator they'd figure some stuff out, but it clearly isn't there yet.
Yeah, Dabo's struggling with having to revamp his staff every so many amount of years. That's tough. And I'm with you with the NIL stuff. His approach, even not just NIL, the transfer portal, a lot of the new things.
What is it? I'm
He doesn't believe in the transfer portal, so he's not really going out to free agents in that type of market, right? And then like NIL wise, he's just not embracing that you got to pay players. Like you got to get creative with how you pay these players, and their branding and all of that. He's still recruiting fairly well with those crazy views, but I don't think he's keeping up with just the pace of the game. Even like the play calling and the plays look dated. So it's going to be interesting to see how it all plays out. But I think he's past his prime. I think the good Jimbo, I'm sorry, the good Dabo years are behind him.
And it's crazy because it really don't have to be that way. It's kind of like if an NFL team decided, hey, we're not going to sign free agents. We're just going to build through the draft. We're not going to try to sign anybody. It's like, bro, what are you
Yeah.
like? You can get better right now in today's college football. You know how many players would want to go play at Clemson, but he's putting his stuff out there online that he don't believe in NIL. Like, what players are going to want to transfer and come play for you? You know, when you that's your philosophy. Like, it don't make no sense, and it's like he's swiping, you know, everything from right underneath himself without even realizing it. You know, so
Yeah,
hey,
100%. I'm with you on that take. Hey, AJ, we got to keep it moving and break down this Tennessee game with my guy John Dunn. So I appreciate
Who
you
you
for coming
like
hang
versus
out with
that
us.
before you go, AJ? Who you like?
In the game?
Yeah.
Oh, between which game? Florida State and BC?
No,
No,
Florida,
Tennessee,
Tennessee.
Florida.
Oh, ooh. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with Tennessee. I'm a big fan of Milton at
I
quarterback.
gotta get
I
you
like.
out of here. That's enough, AJ. No, I'm just kidding. Well, give me your quick take on why you think so.
I like Milton as a quarterback, and I like what they're doing with the Vols. I think the Gators are still a little ways away, and I mean I've seen them as an upset alert for this game, so anything could happen. But if my gut, I'm going with the Vols.
Okay. I ain't mad at it. We're gonna break it down and talk about it a little bit more. Appreciate you for hanging out with us. We'll catch you. Tell the people where they can find you at, AJ. You were at 247 Sports, correct?
Yep, I'm the publisher of 247's Eagle Insider. I do all the recruiting stuff over there, and I run the site. And then I'm a podcast host of Locked On Boston College Daily. There's actually a podcast that talks about Boston College sports every single day. I don't know what's wrong with me, but I do it. And there's an audience out there, and you can check that out on YouTube wherever you get your podcasts.
And somebody's gonna consume it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
All right, AJ, hold it
All
down.
right,
We
AJ.
appreciate you for coming through, my guy.
Thanks, guys.
Pain.
Man said straight pain is what he expect. I couldn't imagine covering sports for a team that's not like that could never possibly win a national championship, right? Like
Now, I was
I'm not
reading
trying to
some.
joke, but it's hard to
Nah,
be a fan or to do content for people that you
yeah,
know like annually about to go win 5-6 games.
I was reading something. I guess they have hockey and stuff up there, so I guess I think they got a good hockey team, so I think that's their bread and butter. So, but that's tough though.
Yeah, he love pain too. If he like bro said in the comments, he definitely love pain if he doing Boston College content. He's a signing up for it. I'm not sure what happened to my man John Dunn. He was in the waiting room, then he disappeared. I'll get him back in the chamber a little bit. But Florida State wise, how you feeling? I know I want to jump ahead of the gun. We got my man John back, but I want to jump ahead of the gun. You got a nooner next week. That's the only. I think until Miami week, you guys should be pretty clean. I think the next test is going to be Clemson. You guys will skate through this. Who you think score more? I think S. Dot asked this in the comments. Who you think score more this week? Clemson? I'm sorry, not Clemson. Florida State or Miami? Both of you guys have cupcakes.
But we're probably gonna score like 63 points. Like, I promise you.
Yeah, I
It's gonna
think
be like 64.
they might score more, but we also got a team that probably can beat Bethune pretty bad too.
Fair.
I agree with that.
But don't
Johnny,
make AR. You got a 40-point spread now. We covered ours last week. I'm gonna see if y'all cover it.
So, man, those young guys, man, you know they're gonna get in, they're gonna be hyped, so they're gonna run it up.
we have John Dunn. Hey John, real quick, man, we got half of your we got half of your face. If you can fix the camera a little bit for us, there we go. We perfect right here. We have John Dunn.
I'm trying, boy.
What's up, my guy? How you doing?
What's up, guys? Trying to get this connection stuff figured out. I'm up here in the mountains of southeast Kentucky. You know, our stuff's powered by 2 squirrels and a raccoon up here. So I'm trying to get this stuff figured out real quick.
No, it's all love, man. We have John Dunn from the All Vol Call-In Show. We're going to break down this Tennessee Gator game, which is in the swamp this year. You guys have a tough time of winning in the swamp. Everybody in the comments, everybody that's checking us out live, make sure y'all hit that like button. Beef in the comments. If you're a Tennessee fan, welcome to the Rollup. We like to talk everything pertaining to Florida State, and Miami at one stop right here, one big community. You guys haven't won in the swamp in 20 years. It's been a 20-year drop. How do you feel about this matchup coming into Gainesville? I think we lost my guy John again. We'll talk a little bit until we get John back, just about my takes and like a little bit of information that I got leading up to this. Most of my stuff was pointed towards the conversation with John about this, but he's my guy AJ say he like Joe Milton. Joe Milton's been incredibly inconsistent and inaccurate. And I think his inaccuracy is the key for us to get a victory more than anything. Uh, right now, he's only hit one pass over 40 yards since he's been on Vol. 90% of his completion has been at the line of scrimmage, so it's a lot of bubble screens. Um, so I'm banking on that type of inconsistency to get us in the loud swamp. They played Austin P last week. There we go. We got my guy back. What's up, man? I was just giving a rundown of Joe Milton and his struggles with accuracy, but you guys are coming to the
John,
swamp.
he over here lying, John.
No, I got the fact that Ronnie Tony over here, though. I got no lies. I already got my lies off in the offseason. Now I
No,
got to
I'm the
be honest.
instigator. I'm the instigator. That's no.
How do you feel about the matchup, John? You guys are coming to the swamp, haven't won here since 2000. What is it, 3? It's been a long time, 20 years or something crazy. So how do you
Damn.
feel about this Vol team coming into the swamp?
About the same way I feel every year, my man. Not very good. I know on paper Tennessee's got the better team. And I'm not trying to throw any shade by saying this, but this is probably the worst Florida team I've ever seen in my life. Just all around, I feel
Nah, I
like
don't know about that.
that's an opinion, right? So I mean,
Yeah,
it's
yeah, yeah,
neither.
yeah.
So for me, this is the worst Florida team I've ever seen. Just I feel like that Tennessee has more positional matchup advantages than they've ever had in this game, but I also feel like that doesn't matter at all. It never matters. You look at last year, Tennessee had an 11-win team, the best team they've had in years. Came down to the last play of the game. It should have never been like that. But Florida and Tennessee, man, this game has always been like that. It doesn't matter who has the best team, who does what. Typically, 9 times out of 10, the team that wins the rushing battle wins this game.
Right.
But of the 5 times that hasn't happened, Tennessee's been on the losing end of that. They've led the rushing attack and then lost the game. This is going into the swamp, one of the most underrated venues in all of college football, one of the most hostile environments in all of college football, especially when you're wearing orange down there. So this weekend, I don't feel great about it. Before the season even got started, I actually predicted this game going down to the wire again. I think it's going to be just like that, even after having seen these teams play. I know how Florida has looked. All the people in Knoxville, where I work for Fox Sports, have been grilling me for this, but it doesn't matter how bad Florida's looked or how good Tennessee's looked. They didn't look great last Saturday against Austin P, but it seldom matters. I think that Florida's going to keep this game close. I think Tennessee gets a very, very slim win in the swamp, but a win nonetheless.
Okay, okay. Yeah, I'll get into my predictions in a little bit. What do you attribute the 2 slow starts to Virginia, who lost to James Madison this past week, and then you guys play Austin P and the offense couldn't get it going as well. What do you attribute those struggles to in the first 2 weeks?
Decision making. You have a quarterback in Hendon Hooker last year who is probably one of the smartest quarterbacks I've ever spoken to in my life. I've interviewed Josh Dobbs, who is renowned for his intellect. I've spoken to him on countless occasions, but then I talked to Hendon Hooker, and it's night and day. Yes, Josh Dobbs has the book smarts, but Hendon Hooker had the quarterback smarts. You saw what he looked like in Josh Heupel's offense. The quick lightning decisions. Often, it didn't hurt that his first read was open more times than not. But he was still there to make those lightning quick decisions. He was quick to pull the ball and run when he needed to. Just knew when to do or what to do and when to do it. Joe Milton seems to second guess himself. I don't know if it's because of all the outside noise. Hopefully, he's kind of. I realize in today's age, back in my day, they didn't have all this social media stuff. God help me if they had. But all the outside noise and things like that, the overthrow Joe this, the he can't hit nobody that. I think that's done a number on his confidence. So I like what Tennessee did last week, where they went to some easier throws on the screens to get him in the rhythm a little bit. That's a rhythm drive. But that's been the deciding factor, realistically, for this offense. You've got to obviously give a little bit of blame to the wide receivers. They're dropping some passes. You look at Dante Thornton, highly touted receiver that transferred here from Oregon, had a perfect ball, dropped it right on the sideline. You had one high over the middle. You cannot throw that ball. You're asking for a quarterback to get tabletop that way, or excuse me, a wide receiver to get tabletopped. Just all in all, I think his decision making. He's second guessing himself. If he's just a little bit quicker on some of these throws, a little bit more decisive, I think he's more operational in this offense.
Yeah, that's why I got my one of my keys to the game is definitely applying pressure to him and making him like have to decide even faster. Like pressure is going to be key. The stadium is going to be loud. Communication is going to be tough. So I think one of the keys to us for victory is just applying pressure to him and making him a quick decision maker. I thought Virginia and Austin P. They setting out a little blueprint. They played similar defenses and they were somewhat successful. I mean, they're not that talented, but I thought they kept the offense. Josh Heupel, who I have a lot of respect for, they kept his offense, under wraps with the two high safeties and keeping everything in front of them. What do you think they do to kind of, and then, like you said, the wide receivers have been struggling with drops as well. Do you see them adjusting the play calling or some of the way they've been attacking off defenses this week?
Yeah, I think they're going to have to. You look, and regardless, I know what anyone from Tennessee who's watching this is going to say, well, Florida looks like blah, blah, blah at corner. But regardless what you want to say, Florida is a much, much, much better team than anything Tennessee's seen up to this point. I could argue the same thing for Tennessee with Florida. So this is going to be a completely different game. I think both staffs, both teams are going to scheme a little bit differently. But for Tennessee this week, they're going to have to get something going over the middle of the field. That's just the way it's going to have to be because Florida's going to stack the box, force Joe Milton to beat them with his arm. They're going to bring pressure on pressure this year. Joe Milton hasn't been sacked, but he's been sacked once, but on those pressures, his accuracy is 43%. His QBR is in the 30s. So that's the blueprint. You're exactly right. Is to get to Joe Milton, rush him. You don't even have to sack him. Under duress, he's not played exceptionally well, and I think that goes back to that decision making that we talked about. Under duress, a quarterback with lightning quick decisions either knows to tuck the ball and run or to get the ball out of his hands quick to a wide receiver. Joe Milton just doesn't seem to possess that quality just yet. I don't know if he ever will possess it 5th year in the system. I love the guy to death. I want him to do exceptionally well, but I'm not 100% sure that that's ever going to be something he's able to do. Now, Tennessee could, kind of circumvent a little bit of that delayed decision making by simplifying the offense the way they did with Austin P last week, the way they went to these screen passes, these little short drag routes, what have you, some curls, something simple. But Joe Milton, again, is going to have – we all know about his arm talent. We get it. He can throw the ball 155 yards. He's going to have to take a little bit off of it and figure out how to throw a ball about 7 to 10 yards at a time.
He's lacking touch. He throws a mean fastball in short routes, and I'm really hoping, some balls popping up, pause – and us cashing in on those type of interceptions. But he definitely throws a hot slant route. A lot of his intermediate throws just has way too much sauce on it. He's also struggled on third downs. I think he's like 24%. I think he went 0 for 3 versus Vandy. He went 3 for 13 versus Clemson in the past. Virginia, he went 5 for 13. Austin, whatever this team's called, Austin P. He went 3 for 12. And that rounds you out at about 4%. I think Hendon Hooker went about 45%. And that was a big part of you guys' offense last year. So I think one of the things, I got a lot of respect for you guys' run game. You have a nice 1-2 punch with the running backs. So, you got your center back this week. I think that's the key, more than anything with our defense is keeping, the run game in check, forcing Joe Milton into third and longs, and him having to make quick decisions on third down where he's very inaccurate. A guy you guys got on your defense that I want you to talk about a little bit that I think is an absolute dog is Aaron Beasley. What's your take on him?
So the guy's just naturally instinctual. We've seen defensive players like that come and go throughout the SEC. Your schools like Alabama, Florida, your Georgias, your LSUs. Those guys are few and far between these days at Tennessee. So Aaron Beasley has really done something that hasn't been seen at Tennessee since, the mid-20 teens. Has been just an absolute machine on the defensive side of the ball. Got great instincts, got a nose for the ball, great speed. I mean, a sure tackler. So realistically, if the MVP of the Orange Bowl, if that award doesn't typically go to a quarterback, it goes to him last year in that game against Clemson. He played a lights-out game. He's been doing so throughout the majority of his career. Just been overshadowed by some other guys, your Byron Youngs and what have you. But, man, you can't say enough about Beasley. Just the instinct that young man has a great nose for the ball, always seems to be in on every defensive stop, whether it's, making the tackle or just a step away. He's always there. But, again, he's going to be an integral part of Tennessee's success come Saturday in the Swamp.
You guys have any questions for my guy? I only got like a couple more for John. You guys got anything?
Yeah, no,
I like for y'all to win, John, by 14.
You know, I like that. I like that take. I think it's going to be a little bit closer than that. Like I said, I think it's going to be a
We
very
about to
narrow
run
win.
down on y'all, John.
I'll go ahead and give you guys a prediction real quick. I think this game goes 35-31 to Tennessee. I think it's and people are the same response I get to that as well. Can Florida score 31 points? The question is, can Tennessee stop Florida? I've yet to see Tennessee stop anybody this year because we played Virginia and Austin Peay. I need to see Tennessee against an actual, and people want to say Graham Mertz this and Graham Mertz that. Well, they still got a really potent running game. I want to see that offensive line for Florida clean up a little bit before I'm sold on it. But they do have some weapons on the perimeter. You get the ball out there and see what happens in the open field. Tennessee secondary, one of the worst in the country last year. Didn't look great against Austin Peay. You get flagged for 3 or 4 different pass interference calls. Doesn't look great. You create some disruption with the passing game if you're Florida. Soften it up, the underbelly for the running game. It could be a recipe for disaster. So I think this game is going to be extremely close. But I do like Tennessee to win 35-31.
Yeah, it's all about styles. It's like boxing, right? It's like styles, like meeting different. The matchups matter. So, like what I seen you guys struggle with is something that we thrive with. The underneath routes. Graham Mercer has been money on that all year. The drag routes, the screens. The Austin Peay gave you guys hell with those two things. And that brought a little joy to my heart, John. I ain't gonna lie to you. Because I know people are saying that we need to go deep more often, but I watched Austin Peay with a lot less. The athletes aren't the same, and they were able to move the sticks and do some things, make some explosive plays of 20 yards and more just by going underneath and having guys run with the ball. And I think that's going to work well for guys like Ricky Pearsall, Eugene Wilson. I think it's going to be key to this game, an X factor in this game. The young freshman, he's very explosive with the ball. He's averaging around 9 yards every time he touch it. So I expect them to get him the ball more often this game. Our run game is going to be key as well. Being balanced is going to be key. We can't have Graham Mertz drop back 45 times like he did in Game 1 versus Utah. So keeping the balance, getting ahead. I think scoring first is very key, the way the time is set up these days. The games go by really fast. So getting ahead, getting the crowd in it. And I know I got us winning by a touchdown at least. I'm going to go 31-38.
I don't like that prediction at all. I can see that happening 100%. And you hit on something too, talking about scoring early. I think that's big for Tennessee. You're going on the road in a hostile environment there in the swamp. If you get up to a big lead, I don't know that Graham Mertz or Florida as a whole has enough guys to play hero ball to battle themselves back. If you jump out to a 2-possession lead, I think that's your game right there. Control the clock. We just talked about a little bit of the contrasting styles that Tennessee and Florida have, but they also they have some similar style as well, especially in the running game. Florida's getting a very integral part of their offensive line back this week as well. So is Tennessee. I think it's going to be a run-heavy game. So we could both be wrong if this game goes into the 30s. With the new clock rule, it's going to keep on running. They're going to churn the clock out. Both teams are going to be running. So it's who can win over the top. Right now, I like Milton over Mertz. So I'm giving Tennessee the slim win. But you make a bunch of great points, my man.
Already. John, I don't want to hold you too long. I'm going to talk with these guys, get their prediction. We'll appreciate I know you got another stop to make. We'll appreciate you pulling up to the Rollup Network. Tell everybody where they can find you at.
Hey, guys, you can find me, on Fox Sports Knoxville every Monday through Friday from 6 to 8 p.m. You can download the Fan Run Radio app, catch that like I said, Monday through Friday, co-host of Overtime there on Fox Sports. And you can find my stuff, allballcollinshow.com, All Ball Collins Show on Facebook, and you can find me on Twitter at JXHNDUNN. Guys, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you all for having me.
Yes, sir.
Already.
Right.
We about to run down on Tennessee, man. I appreciate my guy John coming through with a few lies. Joe Milton's a guy from the muck too. Pahokee boy, played in Orlando's neck of the woods. So he should have a good family support there. A lot of fans to come watch him take this L. It should be glorious. Let me get you guys. Kenny already said, what you got for the scope, Kenny? You think we finna lose, but we about to show your ass something this week. Number 19. Right now, I think they're favored by a touchdown, coming in as a number 19. A lot of people got them on upset alert. What you got?
28-10.
28-10. Now you got us really fucked up this week. What you got?
AR.
What you got, AR?
I think it's gonna be 34-28. I think Tennessee get it done. It's gonna be high scoring. I think both offenses is gonna come ready to play. You know how it is in the SEC games, man. Them dudes show up.
Tennessee don't win in the swamp. I'm gonna let
Yeah,
y'all know they may have done it like 1 or 2 times my entire life, and this is definitely not the worst Florida team that he's seen.
Oh,
Trayon
that was
Harris,
great. Hey, that was a crazy.
yeah, he tripping. He's also sleeping on my secondary a little bit because he's like, yeah, Tennessee fans are talking about Florida secondary. Like, you think it's about to be an easy way with my secondary? You got another thing coming. I do need my secondary to make tackles in space. I don't think Joe Milton's going to figure out how to throw deep balls this week. So I need my guys to be able to come up and make tackles in space. That's going to be very key. You know, if we start shutting down the running game, and then tempo. You know, Josh Heupel is very big on tempo. He's gonna want to speed up some things. Hopefully, we can speed them up into okay. Joe Milton stinks. Gators plus 6.5. Okay, 6.5 is the spread now, so it went down a little bit. But I don't bet, so I don't really be knowing like why they go up and go down. That's not really my world, but I just follow it for fans' sake. I'm always interested when it does move. But I think coming up to tackle in space is gonna be key for us. Getting a hat on Aaron Beasley, he's a very important piece to their defense. They secondary, they grab a lot. You know, and I saw Austin P and Virginia run around on them a little bit. So I feel good about like the style of matchup. And I know that Milton's confidence just can't be good. Like the message boards is crazy with disrespect on his name from Tennessee fans. Twitter is crazy. You know, confidence can't be. And this is his first road game as of all. He struggled at home the first 2 games. So I just feel good about the style matchup. And then it's going to come down to coaching. Our special teams got to show up as well. I already gave my score prediction out there. I think it's going to be 31-38 Gators. And then I'll be able to get my rank win and get on here and lie a little bit. But I need a rank win to lie.
I think Joe Milton hit a deep one for about 80 yards at some point in the game. He hit one deep early, though. I'm not going to lie, that confidence is going to be crazy the rest of the game. That's going to be key. If he get rolling, I think he may have a game. You know, but
He's just not that guy. He's not that guy, bro.
oh,
So you're saying the game gonna come down to the 2 quarterbacks,
yeah.
essentially?
It could be. And if it came down to like who's turnover prone, I think we win that battle. I think that Joe Milton is super turnover prone with his hot slants. His receivers are bobbling a lot of balls on those intermediate routes, and I just think Virginia and Austin P didn't have the athletes to be able to capitalize on a lot of his mistakes. But it was a 1-possession game in the fourth quarter with Austin P, and they wasn't shelving anything. They just couldn't get any offense rolling and moving. If they hit a rut like that with what I think Armstrong is with this defense, it could get ugly. You know, like if he struggles in the swamp, it's gonna be loud. We may see another quarterback. That's my take. Things have already been, cooking a little bit in Tennessee. They got a 5-star quarterback and Nico sitting on the bench that fans ready to see. If he gets in here and we get up by 2 possessions, like he was saying, will be good for them. If we jump up 2 possessions, I won't be surprised we've seen another quarterback with his struggles with hitting just intermediate and regular throws. That offense was potent last year because Hendon Hooker was having an all-time year before he got injured. Like he put up some crazy stats. He was super accurate, and Joe Milton just haven't been that guy since high school. He's at Michigan, couldn't do it that well there. He lost the job to Hendon Hooker when he transferred to Tennessee. I still think he's that quarterback. I don't think he's been fixed yet. I've seen Graham Mertz improve from his Wisconsin year since he got the UF so far. I haven't seen any improvement from Joe Milton post-Michigan while at Tennessee. He had a good bowl game last year, but we know what bowl games are if it's not the Natty these days.
Yeah.
I agree. Bowl games definitely fluke, but
what we got? What else we got? Any big games around the country? We got to wrap this up. We are over a little over an hour. We appreciate everybody pull up and hanging out with us. S-Dot, what it do? Groove pulled up. Plenty of Miami fans, man. The Vols Justin Thomas, the Vols ain't running down on Nathaniel. I promise you that, man. Like they just don't win in the swamp. Like I said, I think the worst team that ever beat them, or the worst team that John probably ever saw, was definitely that Trayon Harris team that ran down on Tennessee in the swamp. We were terrible. We had like 100 people injured. We won 4 games that year. But you know what one of them 4 games was, Kenny? Both years. Tennessee. We had 2 4-8 seasons. You know what one of them 4 was at both times? Them damn Vols.
Hey, I get it. You want to psych yourself out for this game. I get it. And I can't wait to watch the game because, we got guaranteed W's on our end. But 7 o'clock. I'm tuned in.
They ain't won since 2003. We got 3 guaranteed W's this week, Kenny.
And what network y'all on? I think Spectrum worked their little deal out. Hey, that been killing folks.
What? They better get fire sticks. I know
Nah,
Miami fans got them fire
I
sticks.
think yesterday they made a deal. They reconstructed the deal.
Yeah, I don't know what cable business is, but it seems like they don't get into this beef until football season.
Hey, it's big beef too.
Hell. All right, man. Let's get up out of here. We're not doing no vlogs this week for Amon, so y'all don't have to pull up to any beef with Bethune Cookman. No Boston College vlog. Everybody that's pulling up with us late, make sure y'all go check out our vlogs. We kicking some different type of content. We're going to continue to expand and grow. Big week. I'm going to be in Gainesville shooting the vlogs. Come find me. I'm going to be tailgate hopping. I'm going to scroll by Cantina, holler at my guy Zika. I'm hit a few bars along Midtown. And then we just going to parlay and watch this victory, Gator style. You know what I'm saying?
You wearing your lucky shirt?
I haven't bought my official shirt for the season yet. I'm going to go purchase that tomorrow.
Oh, man. No confidence.
I think I'm getting a polo. Nah, bro, I feel good about this game. I'm just like, I've been slow on Twitter with just putting my takes out there because it's hard to get a grip on who Tennessee is. I don't want to judge them too much off of Austin Peay in Virginia. But, I just see a lot of holes. And I think both teams have been holding back a little bit on exposing exactly how they want to approach SEC play. So I know Josh Heupel's going to bring some things out of his bag early. He just got to hit on something early. Utah got us early with the deep ball. So just survive those early type of shots. Teams want to rock your confidence. I think we're gonna be prepared for that this time. That game goes differently if I think Utah don't hit on that first early play deep. You know what I'm saying? With the backup quarterback, he gained confidence very early hitting that. So as long as our defense buckle down early in the game and we handle business, I don't foresee Joe Milton winning in the swamp. Like you just got to be a different type of quarterback to come into a night atmosphere. Everybody gonna be good and drunk by 7:30. It's gonna be loud in that piece. So we'll see if he can pull it out. Swamp gonna give us one a year. One a year we get a win just because the place loud as shit.
We'll see.
Hey, Milton, come sling that thing, man. Pause.
Who is Bethune quarterback? Let me throw some energy his way, bro. I just need the band members, somebody to come hit a good snare roll or something to motivate them boys to at least make it a good game. For like, since you think Joe Milton about to turn into Joe Montana real quick. I'm so confident about Joe Milton. Joe Milton hasn't done Nathaniel yet, and y'all think he's gonna come to the swamp and just have his way with my secondary.
I will give you credit. We're gonna see what type of quarterback he is based off of this game. If he rises to the occasion, he'll handle business. But if you fold under that pressure in that sold out stadium,
you say he went to Olympia, right? I'm gonna get his number and hit him up, man. Because
I'm about to motivate him.
Trying to DM on Instagram.
You know, some people work on vengeance. I hope he like soaking all this negative energy up. And
me too.
And I told you, that's a truth. Sometimes you gonna look your name up on that Twitter or something, be like, damn, this how they feel about me.
Right,
and either you man up to it or you one of them, like the old heads call him. You say, hey, you just fold under pressure.
Combination, Kenny, Shamar James, and Scooby-Doo Williams, man. He's gonna try to scramble a little bit. We didn't speak on like the running ability of Joe Milton as well, which Hendon Hooker definitely hit on that helped Tennessee out last year. But I think we're gonna be able to cause some pressure and rattle that guy. Armstrong was a blitz heavy dude. I don't know if my front four could get home. My front four struggled with getting to Utah's quarterback, but the offensive line play. They rotated a lot of offensive linemen in Tennessee, which is a little different. They have Campbell out there, John Campbell, former Kane, is in that offensive line, and then we also have Mincy, who's a former Gator in that offensive line. Those guys rotate in and out.
That Campbell guy from Orlando, huh?
Yeah.
Dr. Phillips, I think from Dr. Phillips.
I believe so. You keep in contact and track of your Orlando brethren, huh?
No, I just know some coaches who I was out of school when they were playing, so I just know some old head coaches who be talking about kids who go off to school, whatnot. But I didn't know he transferred.
Yeah, he got up out of there, man. I think Miami's benefit from him leaving, and he's benefiting. I hope he don't benefit this week. We about to beat the shit out of John Campbell this week. He gonna wish, cause we was recruiting him out of the portal as well. He gonna wish he would have came to Florida this week, Kenny.
Look at AR. He got something to say.
Go ahead and say it, bro. Like,
Yes, man.
go ahead and say it.
Hey.
Everybody doubting us, man. Everybody doubting the Gators right now. Them boys got they win. They think everything's sweet in the Ville. My guy Billy got something cooking. He got it's a big win, like a big game for him. He needs to win this game. He hasn't won a rivalry game yet. Just lay out the scenery we got here. So he hasn't won a rivalry game. It's a home matchup, probably our biggest game of the season. Our home schedule is trash this year. Besides Tennessee and Florida State, it's not nothing sexy that you're gonna see on that schedule. A lot of visitors in town, a lot of prospects when it pertains to high school football. Just a super big weekend, and I think you got to pull out your weapons. You got to get guys the ball. I think guys that people like even John. I think they're sleeping on some of the athletes we got on campus. For these guys takes to be that they're gonna beat us by 4 or 5 points, whatever they think, and then they also think that we're just a terrible team. That's why they're gonna beat us. I think that take is off. My defense front seven is very strong. I would like the pass rush to be a little bit better. We'll see where we at with it. I think the offensive line is struggling. Shamar James and Scooby-Doo are NFL players that are gonna go anywhere from round 1 to 3. One of the best combinations, getting sideline to sideline. They're super fast. My secondary, all those guys, all my corners, all those guys are going to play in the lead. All those guys are going to be top draft picks. They're super talented. Corey Raymond's going to have that secondary looking a little different than when we played Tennessee last year. It's going to be some more man press. It's going to be a little bit more disruption, pressure. It's going to look and sound a little different. I thought my defense was very sound. I don't think Tennessee's a better football team than Utah. I don't.
I can agree with it.
And I don't like we're already warmed up to high level competition already. They play Austin Peay in Virginia. They're not tuned in yet. We're gonna get their ass a wake up call Q1, and then I'm gonna come on here Sunday and I'm gonna talk crazy, y'all boys. Y'all haven't got Crunk big win silk yet, man. I like good, baby. My lives go to another level when we start winning. I've been having to tell the truth on this show, and that shit stinks. What's up?
I hope y'all. I think y'all could. It's gonna be a close game, man. Y'all might pull it out, but I don't know, man. It's just the arm, man, of Milton, man. It's gonna sting at some point in that game.
It's strong, bro. It ain't accurate.
Hey, you fall asleep one play, it's going over your head, So
yeah. Player of the game. I'm gonna go out and I'm just gonna give everybody my player of the game, right? Player of the game on defense. I stayed on stage. Miguel. I had Shamar James. I think he's going to be all over the field. He's fully rested. Talked to my guy a little bit this week. He's super locked in, super focused. So I got Shamar James, player of the game on defense. Offense, X factor. I'm going to go 2 receivers. I think the run game is going to have to get established. But X factor I had is Eugene Wilson and Caleb Douglas, the wide receivers on outside. He made an incredible catch versus Utah. He had a good season last year as a true freshman. I think he comes on a little bit more this game. And that'll be your players of the game right there. And we'll see how it all plays out, man. Let's get up out of here. Next week's show, we're going to start doing some top matchups around the country and giving our breakdown and score predictions of some other top 25 teams. We're the only team not in the top 25 when it pertains to the big 3, so I got to get my shit together a little bit here.
Man, gotta go grab Billy up, man.
These boys don't believe in my Gators, dog. Y'all sleeping on us, man. We're gonna beat Tennessee and then everybody.
I got a good recruiting class, though. Yeah, I got a good recruiting class.
Yeah, we lost Michael Brewer this week, defensive lineman. I think he's heading to Georgia. He's a Georgia boy. We're pretty heavy. We got a lot of recruits at the defensive tackle, and I like Spencer Chaos to upgrade what we just lost. Every time we lose somebody in the trenches, Spencer is an elite recruiter, so I expect us to upgrade at that spot. Jordan Seaton, who was supposed to visit us this weekend, I don't have the full visitor list in front of me. I'm just locked into the games right now, not really following all the visits and everything as far as the season. But Jordan Seaton was a big one for this game. He's actually going out to Colorado to check, priming them boys out instead of coming to visit us. He's a 4-star offensive lineman at IMG.
Oh, yeah, they got their bag for him.
Mm-hmm.
They got the bag for him.
That's what they got.
Walter Simmons is the quarterback for Bethune. He's from East Carolina. He got a quarterback name, dog. He might run y'all up through there a little bit.
Oh my God, Walters! But I don't think we ever lost to someone named Walter.
Hey, you know who we should have had? We should have had damn CJ on here to talk shit.
We should have brought CJ as our Bethune
God
guest,
damn,
right?
boy. Hey,
In his
he would.
tweets, delusional Florida State fan. Delusional. Not LSU, the biggest team on earth because y'all beat them. All right. Okay.
You know how it goes.
So, hey, man, I'm just speaking facts, man. That's all.
You know how it goes. Let's talk. We can talk a little bit of that before we get out of here. Yeah. I think both of you guys have, like I said, have good, impressive wins, solid wins to start the season. We still gonna learn a lot more about Miami and also Jimbo team because we don't know what LSU and Texas A&M are either. But as far as like the talent that y'all face, both of those teams recruit well and got talent on the roster. So you got to give up the props for those wins. And I don't think like the transitive property shit just don't work. It don't even matter. So people arguing about shit that really don't even matter, bro. Like when y'all two face each other, how y'all played versus LSU and Texas A&M, it really don't matter. It's styles and matchups, you know.
Yeah. Styles matchup. Who the Waldo is?
Who the Waldo?
Waldo. Hey, it's at least two of them on defense. There's always two of them.
I think y'all got more Waldos than us though on defense.
I don't know about that. The thing is about Waldo is teams know how to hide them. So we can hide ours more so because our D line.
But we play what week we play.
I like Dawson. Dawson, you gonna be hard. It could be hard to hire some Waldos with Dawson out there. I do like the hires that I want to give props to that too. Mario made some good coordinator hires. After the debacle of hires the first go round, he kind of figured some things out. It seems. I like the chemistry and how Dawson called plays. He got some good shit going on with Van Dyke there.
Yeah,
it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be a good game between y'all. It's a lot more football to see. In my opinion, may change before that game, but I think it's gonna be a good football game.
And you never know too, of course, with injuries. That's why I always go into weeks a little humble because it's like, you don't want to put that out there, but you never want to start to get hurt versus cupcake school, which you don't know how them boys be playing sometimes. That might be their coaching strategy. It's to like bruh said, pain. You don't know.
No, you're right. You play them cupcakes, man. They be trying to take ankles out.
Hey, boy.
They be trying to hurt you. I promise you, they be trying to hurt you because you already more talented than them. So right, they already come out aggressive.
Still, you can have a jammed middle finger, and the word will get back to them. And middle of the power, what they pulling at? You got him jammed middle finger. You be like, man, what?
That's nasty work, bro.
It is.
We was beating them. We was beating the brakes off Syracuse. I had like 100 yards. I had a high ankle sprain mid game. Man, they got wind of that. Man, I got tackled dude with the pressure. I'm like, hey.
Yeah.
Get his branded spikes on and start eye gouging in the pile. I like that type of shit.
It's real. Hey, it's real.
I like that type of shit. Let's get up out of here, man. It's been a good show. I do want to say before I get out of here, like, what does this mean, for Florida? Like I said before, it's a big game, Billy's biggest game. Losing this just won't bode well with the PR. I don't think Billy's seat is hot in any aspect, right? But the fan base and social media just is a whole nother world. Message boards is a whole nother world. It brings a little noise in the system, as Steve Spurrier would say in his prime. But I think it's a must-win situation. You got to beat rivalries. That's what this shit's all about. I'm not going to spend anything when it pertains to just football. If he was to lose this game, you haven't won a game against your rivalry, and then that energy just piles up. Like, you're not going to beat Georgia. Like, there's nobody, if we lose this game, we think we're going to go into town and beat Georgia. Kentucky's a toss-up. So, like, if you lose this game, that's going to be the fans' mindset. So, really important game. But we about to show y'all ass a little bit of something. Murder Mertz outplays Joe Milton. He's outplayed him so far this season. I think he does it again one more week at home in the Swamp. He's not going to turn the ball over. Go turnover-free football. We run for over 200 yards, pass for over 200 yards. We own the time of possession, and we send their ass back to Tennessee toothless like they came. You feel me?
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna lie my ass off on Sunday. Hey, y'all pull up Sunday, same energy Sunday. We're going in the evening time. We're gonna try to go before the NFL night games. We're not trying to compete with the NFL. We'll be going every Wednesday as well with the main show, not to compete with the NFL. That's a tough slate on Thursday night. So y'all meet us right here each and every Wednesday, Sunday. We kicking it. Go like all of our content, comment on all of our content. We appreciate everybody for hanging out with us. Any new fans, we love it, man. You guys support Kenny. You guys support Amon. We're going to keep this thing rolling. Any shout-outs before we get out of here, fellas?
Not a shout out, but just a statement. This is good for you though. So if Merck's got any type of heart, he gonna show up at home in this type of game, and y'all get the win. If he got,
I like the boy Moxie, man. Like he showed me. One thing about it, he's a gamer, right? Game one, he put his body on the line. Like he got smashed. I ain't think he was gonna get back into that huddle. I'm gonna be real with you. I just didn't think it. And I think he has very good command of the huddle. I like the things I hear him. I see him, on the sidelines. My biggest thing with AR last year was his demeanor. Like he would pout. He would as a leader, it was a lot, and that's my guy. I lied a lot about for AR last year. But his demeanor, if we got down, he would go over by himself. He wasn't rallying with his teammates and being that type of dude. And he also couldn't hit none of the intermediate and short throws. I think Graham Mercer is definitely in more command ability offense than AR was. He's not making the mistakes that AR did, the turnovers that AR did. The offense right now, I would say, is in better hands as far as in command, knowing the plays, getting us in and out of bad plays. But we're lacking explosive plays that we had last year. And that's what we got to figure out, the explosive plays. But, teams' identity change from year to year. We'll see how it flows. But I do like that take. Yeah, he's got to show up and be he just got to be Graham Mercer. Tennessee ain't no number 9 team. They got a little juiced up from last year. People thinking like Milton's going to be something. But from what I've seen on paper and what I've seen those first 2 games, they're definitely not the number 9 team in the country, in my mind. And I think the spread's reflecting that, and then Saturday going to reflect it even more.
Okay, we're going to see at 7. I think this game comes down to the battle of the OCs, though. I don't think it comes down to quarterback play. I think it's battle of the OCs because both haven't really showed much. It's almost like they playing like a chess match early off in the year instead of just, hey, bring your guns out. Like how Utah came.
We got our guns out, Kenny. I ain't finna lie to you. I don't think we hit shit. Hey, shout out to my guy Charlie Mitchell, friend of the show, and just a partner. He helped us out with some roll-up stuff behind the scenes here and there. I appreciate you, Charlie, for pulling up. Kane fan, big Kane fan. Appreciate you, bro. I don't know if it was a running joke with Florida fans and just college football last year of saying that Billy had 7 plays, and I kept saying, "Damn, those 7 plays got AR first round. That's crazy." But we'll see how it all plays out, bro. I don't think we've hit a whole lot. I just think we just gotta get the ball to the playmakers. A lot of football ain't gotta be sexy either. It's all about lining players up, pre-snap, tendencies and all of that, man. We both got. If it comes down to OCs, Kenny, they win. If it comes down to just who's the better play caller, I think they win. But it's more than football, more to football than that. And I think that crowd is gonna shake that quarterback up. I think Hyper's gonna have some good plays. He had some good plays dialed up for Austin Peay, but they just couldn't connect on them shits. So that's what I need more of this week. And if we lose, it is what it is. I'm gonna pull up and get my takes about Billy and what the program is at this point, man. We talk about it, dog. If I could tackle somebody, this should be way different, Kenny. I think I could go out there and get us a W, but all I do is make content, bro.
It's all about the heart at the end of the day.
I'm gonna cheer my ass off Saturday. I promise you that shit.
I can't wait to see that vlog, man.
It's gonna be. I'm gonna talk crazy like we about to win, so it's gonna be either a troll piece or it's gonna be a hit piece, Kenny. But I'm gonna talk all day like we about to beat the shit out of Tennessee. That's the energy I'm about to have.
Tenfold.
And then you guys could do whatever you guys want to do. I don't care about being whatever troll. That's views, clicks, and everything else. I appreciate the entertainment. Hey, we out of here. Shout out to the fans. That's my only shout out. It's the roll up. It's the vibes. It's the biggest. See y'all Sunday. Yeah.